Hey everybody, Texas Stroker here, Alliance's Performance Shop, Lone Star Mopars.com. Here we are, third day of 2024, and it's probably a good time to get some stuff taken care of. It should have been done last year, and I don't mean like before the year's end, I mean like back in May. And, I think, honestly and sadly, that's where this video dates back to. Now, this will be beyond KC Tool Haul 100, and I ran a poll on YouTube and I said, hey, would you like to see special videos, like brand specific, or do you just want regular whatever I ordered for whatever reason? And it's like 70-30, I think. People just like, same old, don't change it up, there's no need for that. And this video is one of the reasons I asked that. I'd had this planned for a really long time. I feel terrible about not getting it out, and here making headway with one of my goals to get out to the shop more is getting this video done. So we're gonna jump in right now with this. And, you think, oh, well, that's non-eventful, no part number, nothing, no German tool sticker pack. Yeah, well, you know the drill. Place an order, you get a bit of things, you'll be seeing that shortly. 75 bucks get you free freight, $100 plus get you, technically it used to get you the German tool sticker pack. Now it gets you the mystery sticker, which we'll cover that at some point. But this stuff is literally, should have been done. There was one thing that held it back. I'm not even sure which of the items held it back at this point. It's been so long, but one of them did, and I couldn't bring myself to make it without it. And then since it had been pushed to the back burner, it just kept getting pushed farther back, and it was easier to just neglect and be like, we'll do this first, or this takes precedence. And there at the end of the year, I was having a ton of stuff I was bringing in for work, kind of building out a cart there, and here it is. So this, though, is not some crazy long socket extension, although you could call it that. It's a T-handle, okay? This is Felo's T-handle. These are absolutely glorious. I've got a really nasty one that I use all the time. That's 3/8, and I chose to show you the quarter, which I've actually been using quite a bit, cracking open LA valve covers. So what's paired with this right now is a 7/16 deep Koken. Why? It is very thin profile of a socket, tucks in around the valve covers, and it typically spins a 1/4 hardware free with 0 issues. So these are fantastic if you do small engine stuff. If you do, let's say that you're setting lash, or you're doing something where you need good feel. A lot of times people either understand that or they don't. These provide excellent feel. For example, if you start something by hand, I was assembling some office chairs for people today. 3 out of the 4 backrest bolts on both sides just start up, no issues. Where spins them in. Same one on both of them was just a nightmare. And you can come in and you can kind of like, strip it out and ruin the insert, and have a nightmare of a time getting it past or returning it or something. Or you can just kind of step back, take your time, grab a different screw, see if you can start it, see if the threads are galled up any. Run a tap, which it was metric, so I wouldn't have had it anyway. But you can take provisions. This is one of those things you could feel, just like you can with your hand. You're like, hey, this isn't starting well. And yes, you have the leverage to force this, but you also, hey, these other 3 just spun in and we were able to just, run them down real fast. Not this one. There's a problem. That's the feel that these provide. I love them. A lot of you have said the same thing. The other thing, spoiler alert, they're dirt cheap. That's right. Now, the one thing, I don't really hate the color, it's kind of nice, but Felo, you always think of classic Felo, right? And what would classic Felo be? It would be yellow and black. And if you notice, here recently, well, it's not really recently now, but a while back, we brought in this same driver, but an updated iteration, and it's now yellow. Okay, they got away from the red and the black. That's what they've done here. So, as I turn around and throw these down, you might have a visual of what we're about to do. But we have got new item 1, new item 2, and new item 3. You can see why this was going to be a brand specific video maybe at this point in time, right? It was, hey, Felo, you don't often have new stuff from them, and while this technically isn't new, It's kind of a big deal. Black and yellow people, you know, there's a lot of people like that color combination, especially like Pittsburgh and, you know, maybe a couple other collegiate towns I'm not thinking of, I don't know. Iowa, who knows, but black and yellow is good complementary colors, right? It's something different. It's high vis. The yellow sticks out like a sore thumb until it gets dirty. Again, nothing wrong with this, but you think of Felo, you think of their ergonic handle, and you think of black and yellow. So they kind of just did a tidying, a little housekeeping, like, hey, why are these red? You know, maybe we should streamline it and make people be like, yeah, Felo, right? Brand recognition. It's the same thing, you know, like Viha, what do you think of? You think of red and black. Vera, you think of that, you know, distinct styled handle. You don't, you know, if they came in and somehow changed, say, these little cathedrals to rectangles, you'd be like, oh, is that some Chinese knockoff? You know, it wouldn't really make sense to you. So this just kind of aligns the brand a little better, in my opinion. And that is all these are. This is duplicate purchase, but I had to do it because A, they're affordable, B, I love them, and C, I might take the red ones to work. So the 1/2 inch, I will admit, that is a little overkill. What's nice about it, 1/4 and 3/8, absolutely love them. They're great. Again, intakes, carbs, all sorts of like top end engine component stuff. 1/2 inch, you think, oh, you know, can you really get the leverage? You actually can get good leverage with these to either break something free or tighten it. But where it's really nice is, let's say that you broke something free with a breaker bar or an impact, and then you come in and you just run it out really fast, right? So this is something, it's just like a speed handle. You're able to turn this a lot quicker. Again, this always baffles people. We get new people at work and I'm training them to do stuff. I've got my little T-handle, my little L cheapos, kind of like this, which this is not what you just saw. This is a T25. The reason I bought this, it was clearance long ago, and I use T25 quite a bit, so that made sense as a purchase. But when you're running in like, I guess that's fireworks. I thought it was gunshots. Fireworks, that's right. It's what you get around here. But it never makes sense, but if somebody has a ratchet and I have a T-handle and they're new, you know, they don't have much mechanical background or things like this, and we're just running in a little, you know, grub screw type of a thing. I'll say, well, you do this one and I'll do this one. So I'll beat you. And it's like, you're not going to beat me. I have a ratchet. You've got that stupid thing in your hand. I win every single time, and it's simple. You come in, I'm typically doing this stuff upside down, right? And so I get the screw on there, gravity holds it in place, I start the threads, whee, and I run it up super fast, way faster than they can do the ratchet. Doesn't matter if it's a cheap ratchet, expensive ratchet, snap-on, tool truck, professional, import, whatever, T-handle will win every time. So that's kind of where the 1/2 inch shines. Not necessarily doing grub screws, but same concept, just running something out. If you come in and maybe you broke like the head bolts free, you can come in, might have to run an extension or something, depends what you're doing, but you can just run them out super fast. And again, you're talking to a guy that I prefer to do things by hand. A lot of people would just run like a battery impact in that situation. Not me, I'm old school. But yes, T-handles, what you see here, the transition, and then same thing, anything like this. Whether it's a dedicated hex or it's, you know, star, Torx, what have you. If it was in this configuration before, it's now going to be in the black and yellow color scheme. So again, if you've never used these, pick one, probably 1/4 or 3/8. If you're a 1/4 person or 3/8, that's usually a divide there. Go with the drive size you would use the most. I think you will like these, and to walk you through why you can justify that. 1/4, again, linked down below. Still, as of recording this, don't make a dime off of this. I do it for your convenience. F62899 will be the 1/4 inch here. They're all going to be 5 inch, 125 millimeter, $10.31. In the middle of the 3/8, F62901, $10.70. 1/2 inch, also $10.70. F62897. Now, if we come in and spend a little more than double what you would pay for these, you can get part number F32350. And you think, hey, what's that? You know, is it sitting here on the table? Totally not. It's right here in this bag. And, you think, oh dude, it's a T-handle, what's the deal? You know, what does it do? You know, does this one have like an interchangeable end or something? You're on the right track. You definitely are on the right track. And I do believe, since this is in the bag, it's probably what held this order up. And just to give you an idea how old this does have the bit of things. This does have the German tool sticker pack, and that's a really old seasonal at this point in time. So yeah, I'm inclined to say that's what happened. This one comes in fresh and dusty. I tell you, that's one huge knock on the Felo Origami, especially for me. Some of you might live somewhere where it's not an issue. Maybe you've got like moisture in the air, rust is more of a problem. For me, it's not really rust as much as it is dust. And I don't know that that's going to convey, it does, on the camera here. But see how those were kind of like a shiny black because I've handled it? That's just like the lint, and that thing has been bagged this entire time. Kind of crazy. There's all the text messages right on cue. But if you're ever curious, it's usually these first, sometimes they drop off a digit or two there. Casey Tool will have that as a skew. The other thing I forgot to mention on these, of course, they all have hanging holes, which is cool, although they sort of hang funky. But if you've got the pegboard real estate, it's great. Right here, though, you think, oh, is that going to be a bit holder? You are absolutely correct. Now, I believe, just to be fair, we have got, nope, that's not a Felo. Trying to find a Felo. Well, you got to go back a ways for that, right? I think this one is bit of things, and we're going to run that here. So this doesn't have anything stupid or crazy. It's just magnetic. So right here, get ready for it. It's kind of a tight fit, which is good, but the main holding function, magnetic, which I hope you heard there. That's actually really good. I have not played with this, so there's a bit of side to side, unfortunately, but like in terms of the quarter itself, sometimes these bit holders, it's really sloppy. This is pretty dadgum good, especially for a T-handle. So the reason you think, why would I buy that, you know, when I could get one of these and run an adapter? You totally could. You can come in, especially quarter or 3/8, you can run an adapter, get your bit. Or if you're someone that would use, again, whatever quarter bit you've got, you know, or use frequently, whether it's Phillips #2, whether it's slotted, maybe you do like antique, you know, cabinetry or something. If it's something that you would use more, think of it this way to make this your guinea pig. To get more money out of this, simply run one of these, okay, which you can pick up from a myriad of brands. Quarter hex to quarter drive. You can also get this same configuration in 3/8 or half, and essentially on a budget turn this one that's $25 into $10, $10, $10, and the price of this tool, which you could just call 10 to be fair, and stretch your money that way. Again, it seems like you're spending more at first, but when you think of the versatility, well, it's kind of a catch-22, right? Just a real quick comparison lengthwise here between these two. You can see our magnetic friend and the quarter drive, barrel to barrel, you got to ignore my bit in there, are roughly the exact same length. So if you go this route, you've got the magnetic bit capabilities, then you can do your drive tool. Obviously, if you intend to use a socket on the end, you might start here and then run an adapter. If you start with the quarter and you love it, you think, hey, I would actually really like one of these with a magnetic bit holder, come here next. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is pick what you would use the most, try it, I think you're gonna like it, and then you can expand the set, right? You probably really don't need the 1/2 inch. Some of you might have like different hobbies and that could be like a huge deal. For most people, quarter and 3/8, and especially this would suffice very nicely. But yeah, these are beautiful. Again, if you've never used one of their T-handles, I'm gonna grab this one because it's way cleaner. They're just really, really comfortable, and especially with me usually wearing gloves. You don't get any of that wear and tear on your hands that you do if these were bare handles like stuff I use at work. Which again, that's why those might be going bye-bye. But you think, hey, that's a pretty cool video, man. I can totally see why you would have saved this and wanted to do brand specific stuff for us. Well, here's the problem. It's an even better video. This is where we could cut off. This is where we could retain viewers. You know, most people have the attention span of a chipmunk, right? You know, when you drop the last peanut. This is sort of a niche channel, cater to a different crowd. I'm fine with that. I've been doing this for, geez, 13 years now, right, on this channel, even longer if you go to some of my other ones. And even though, you know, you don't grow, you don't have millions of people, you don't get to shill things out, you know, from whatever company you pick, I do it because I enjoy it. And this is where we're not going to stop. We're going to continue, to the detriment and chagrin of some of you, and to the vast enjoyment for a lot of you that are actually still here. So, this is where we're headed, all right? I'm going to come in, and I am going to grab this. This is part number F64849. It's going to set you back $15.69. It costs 31 cents more than the stubby iteration. And you're thinking like, okay, what could this be? Is this, what adapter would go on the end of this and cost just a little bit more? Well, it's not a T-handle. It's totally not. It's this. It is an ergonics handle, which again, this is classic Felo. When I say Felo, if you've watched my channel, this is what people picture. Right, the ergonics handle in the black and the yellow. Some of you might picture their wood handles, which are also really nice, especially in terms of the wooden stuff. But this guy right here, you can see it's 438. You're going to see that number quite a bit. This is quarter drive. It's 15. And you look at that and you think, hey, that kind of looked like that thing you just had. Yep, magnetic bit holder. And you think, well, hey, you said this was 31 cents more than the stubby? Yep, it is. And the problem with the stubby, if I were to pull this up, the listing on KC Tool, maybe I'll link both for you. It's a stubbier handle, but then you've got where this would be considered compact because it just barely extends. The stubby has something that's like way longer, and that sort of defeats the purpose of the stubby in my opinion. Couple the fact that it's just almost the same price, I would much rather have this in my arsenal. This is sort of reminiscent of some of the Hazet handles, right? I've had really good luck with those. I gotta say, this is really good for a magnetic holder as well. Again, I have not played with these. This one's quite dusty as well. But there is a stubby version of this. I kind of think there is a longer one too. Don't hold me to that, but I feel like there is a longer one. Now, you're thinking like, okay, well, cool, that wraps up the video. Really neat, you know. Felo, brand specific. Yeah, you know, I could get behind this if you're going to deliver cool stuff like this that we might not be aware of. We're not done. Oh, no. We have something else for you, and it's going to be right here. And we think, okay, well, wait. Focus, 438. That's the same. It's a gift for your nephew. You bought it for a friend. Okay, we don't need to see it, buddy. No, it's check it out. We'll pull the bit, and right here there is a difference. This would be the compact iteration as well. This is quite the price jump. It's $32.73. I don't think it was that expensive. These are current prices I'm giving you because again, some of this, literally, some of these T-handles go back to like end of 2022, came to me in January of 23. All right, like I'm not stretching the dates here. That's sort of when the change started to happen. And then we had all of them except probably the mag guy, which I think he was here sometime in the summer, early summer, if I had to guess. So it's been a while, but this is the exact same thing, but instead of being magnetic only, this is going to be a locking. Now this is really similar to our Hazet, which I looked for that. I can't find it. I think I have two of them. I actually like them so well. I don't know where I have either one here. I know I've also got one at work, which again should tell you how much I think of that thing. But right here, let's actually come in and grab this hex key because I want to know, is it magnetic? Oh, I don't think it is. I saw that down there and I thought that this was magnetic. It is not, and this is not stainless and I painted black or anything like that. It's just straight up, this is not magnetic. I thought they'd double up on it for us. So that is interesting. You're just going to have the locking mechanism here Felo, what they dubbed this is the quick lock. So you got like the rapid adapter from Vera. This is the quick lock. Does that mean I don't have to do anything? Nope. Like, you see, you set yourself up. People wouldn't have any complaints about this. They'd be like, oh yeah, cool, you know, it's a locking assembly, right? Well, it works great, right? You just saw me do it. It's that easy. You just press up to release, press up to insert. But the catch is there. Do you see what I said? Press up to insert. If I come in and I'm trying to press fit this without lifting up on the sleeve, we're not getting anything done. That's a bit of a buzzkill, because when you say quick lock, while this is quick, I would assume it would have been even quicker. I consider this like standard, right? That's kind of how this has to work. So, not a huge deal, but maybe a slight disappointment for people. This, I really wish I had the Hazet. I know they're here. I just don't know where, because I did look, but this holds every bit as good as the Hazet, at least here with this bit right now. The one at work has been through some stuff, and it is still holding this tight. You always wonder, like, okay, well, that's initial. What's going to happen over time? Like, you put some torque on something and kind of spin. This is really good, like really, really good. Super happy with that. So we'll come in here around. I still haven't really broke these in yet. Probably, you know, I won't pretend you didn't see them, because that video might not come out for a while. Actually, you know what? I don't think anyone's going to know what they are anyway, so it's cool. But right there, that is quite, you can't probably tell, but, you know, it looks dainty, but straining quite a bit. And, she ain't going anywhere, so this thing, this is a win. What I would advise, if you don't have the Hazet iteration of this, it's fantastic. I personally find the ergonomics great. This, some of you are like, whoa, Felo ergonomics, man. I have one of those. I love it. I'm going this route. Well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure you can get the Hazet for like almost a third of this price. It's $32.9. I don't feel like I paid that when I ordered this, like anywhere close to it, especially when you see what we're doing next. But the Hazet, you can routinely find that thing in like the, I don't know, 10 to 15 range. I feel pretty confident about. So if you hate Hazet colors, if you hate that handle, if you don't want to try it, if you just love, maybe you like super Pittsburgh Penguin, Pittsburgh Pirate, and your college was black and yellow, or it's just your color scheme, or no one else at work has it, I get it, paid a little bit extra. But this, what I believe is a very, very similar mechanism, can be had with the Hazet for fractions of the price. Again, you can call me a shill, you can call me a salesman. I've not made a dime doing any of this stuff. I just tell you things to help you. So, like I said, if the color is important to you, pay 3 times the price. If you're just like, hey, that does look like great bit fitment here, even side to side, fore and aft, in and out, that's really solid. Hazet is fantastic, and it's way cheaper. One of the few times you will see Hazet cheaper than Felo, but hey, that's what it is. Maybe they'll see this and jack their price up. I don't know. Bottom line, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these. And again, I personally kind of like this compact, as Felo's dubbing it, profile. Reason for that, if you have a standard driver, it's typically going to be a 4-inch shaft, right? So we'll come over here, just grab the closest thing to me in complementary colors. Look at the difference here, okay? I don't care to have, you know, like an 89 millimeter bit or 100 millimeter bit, or, you know, make up the difference. This is great. This can go places that this cannot go. Similarly, this can go places this can't, but you can chuck up anything in here and it holds stupid good. So you're thinking like, oh, you know what? You just brought up another negative. Well, that would be great for a lot of things. I kind of want more versatility. I wish it would cover the span. I mean, look, you could come in here with a T-handle, right? And if we're going downhole or something, even with this thing all the way, you're giving up some distance. And compare that to a standard bladed screwdriver, and you give up a lot of distance. Well, that's unfortunate. Got you covered. And here's the kicker. Okay, again, I don't make this stuff up. I can't explain it. I'm just the messenger. Part number F64851. This is a 1/4-inch quick lock, and it's $24.25. You say, whoa, okay, so you're going to show us like a stubby, maybe it's just a stubby, maybe it has an extension on the shaft or something. No. I'm going to show you this. This is essentially a standard Felo driver, but instead of having terminated end, number 2 Phillips, 5/16, quarter 3/16, number 1 T25, what have you, it's the same quick lock that you see on this compact handle. The difference is you've got a long hex and you have the bolster to secure it, which I think is a quite attractive package. It also is going to give you a chance to put some torque on this thing that you couldn't with the compact one. But here's the deal. We come in, quick lock, release. Just to be cool, we'll try this. It would have been awesome if it would go in like the rapid adapter, but hey, it's still pretty quick. Even though we've got the span of probably about 4 inches here, this is a stupid tight fit. It's literally the same thing with an extension built in. The extension, a lot of times, if this was like a, ooh, hey, let's take this and sell an extension, or the mag holder type of a thing, right? Let's take this and give the guy an option to run an extension with a lock on it so it's tight. That creates the play. People don't like that. This being solid into the shaft with the hex bolster really does take care of that. This is stupid good. We may have to do a video where we compare this to the Hazet. Typically that's what I do. That's how my videos go from, you know, it could be covered in 10 minutes to 25 minutes because we think, hey, let's check this out. And, yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to leave this. And what I will say to you now, this is my guinea pig. Spoiler alert, I might record another brand specific one under similar circumstances as this one. But I thought, you know, hey, you know, we hit 100. What if we do a little celebration that way? And people said no. You know, most of you said no, I should say. And I'm not going against you. No. I'd had this one planned. Just like I have another one planned, which is why I thought, well, hey, we're doing 2 brands. Why not just do all of them? And we might still do that because I'm a dork and it seems like a celebration thing. And you know, then we can go back to normal. But in terms of ridiculous over comparisons that people probably don't care about unless you're on a channel like this, let's go right here. So this right here, a comfort grip, you say, yes, but this is Wiha. This is back in the day when they did their SAE in yellow, metric in red. I have to tell you, these are quite comfortable. The only problem, I have certain sizes, I run into that, and that kind of sucks. It digs into you really bad, especially when you don't have a glove on. But main thing I wanted to do is show you the color comparison. I think in the T-handles, Wiha still does it. This is a pretty old set, in all honesty. But black and yellow people, hey, this one is for you. Maybe you don't even like tools. Maybe you just, your husband likes the Pittsburgh Penguins and Pirates, and you think, oh, I need to get him some stuff in the garage. You know, he's such a waste of a man. He can't cook, he can't fix anything. Why am I married to him? You got to get him some tools and train him, right? Well, there you go. For everybody else, yeah, this is pretty good. Like I said, you know me, I would prefer blue, green, orange, you know my color schemes. I don't actually hate this. In fact, when you factor in the comfort and all the miles I've gotten on them, I kind of like them. But I think if I had to pick, I might go black and yellow. So plan is, these are at the house. I think, as much as I hate to do it, I think I'm going to take the red ones and send them off to work. So, well, that said, this is our Felo Festival, Feel Good Felo Friday. I don't know. It's the KC Tool Haul 100 Plus Felo Edition. And main thing I want you to take away from this, some classic items that some of you know and love, and others of you should try out because I think you'll like them, and they're stupid reasonable in price. Has had a refresh, a makeup, what do they call them? I don't know. Glam, whatever. Yeah, I don't know that vernacular. You know, they refresh them. We'll just run with that because it makes sense to me. So yeah, if you love the red and the black, all hope is not lost. You might find them. If you do, you can probably pick them up cheap. If you're someone who shops at KC Tool and you're like, no, I have to have my 3/8 red T-handle, shoot them an email or call and say, hey, you know, do you still have any of those in red, or can you check your sources? Maybe you get lucky. For everyone else, if you held off because you're like, I don't really like that color scheme, but you love this, they're here. Again, at $10 for those, not on sale. They are chock full of. As for the rest of this stuff, super similar quick lock to the Hazet. This one right here is actually really tight as well, surprisingly. I was kind of a little worried about it and the T-handle. Both were very impressive in terms of magnetic fitment. Again, we may have to do a comparison here, but as much as I try to just be myself and cater to the niche audience, I also realize there's a lot of people that literally, as I mentioned, when that last peanut falls out of your lap, the chipmunk doesn't care about you anymore. And, those people are gone. It's not just that I'm trying to get them back. I don't really care about that. It's when the new ones come in, right? And they're like, oh, geez, cool. Black and yellow, awesome. And then they're gone. And they're not going to come back. They're going to go watch somebody break a ratchet that was sent to them and, you know, get a fake impression or review or something. It is what it is, but, you know, I can't really stray too far from who I really am. So what I want to know from you, and be honest, were you aware of the refresh? A lot of people, if you think, oh, Felo T-Handle, you probably assumed they would look like this, maybe flip the yellow and black. A bunch of people probably would never think, like if I just showed you this, you think like, oh yeah, that's a Viha, right? No, it's Felo. So brand refresh, if you will. Sort of color coordinate, ties everything in together under the same umbrella, recognition, all that jazz. It's like if you had a pair of Knipex all of a sudden it came out with yellow handles. Like, what is that? Klein? You know, like an NWS, we're doing something for Klein? You wouldn't think Knipex, right? If you knew it was limited edition or something, you'd say, oh yeah. But if Knipex had the yellow handle pliers and they're like, you know what? We don't do anything else with a yellow handle. We should probably make that red, right? Just, you know, dip it in red and texture it in red and put our 2-component handle on it. You're like, oh, well, that makes sense. They got rid of the yellow handle. And some people would be really sad, and some people would be like, no. I was going to buy that because it's such a freak combination. But that's all this is. Same quality you've always had with the Felo T-handles, just a refresh, an aesthetic upgrade, downgrade for some of you, whatever it may be. This stuff, though, is pretty new. The magnetic and the quick locks, and I have to say, they're pretty dadgum solid. So, with that said, I think we've covered everything on these again. My advice to you, if you want to try any of this, again, pick 1/4, 3/8, or the magnetic bit holder with some adapters, particularly if you already have the adapters. If you're trying to stay on a super tight budget, 1/4 or 3/8 would be your best bet, in my opinion. Then run those adapters for the bits. Get you out the door for fractions of the price versus the mag T-handle. In terms of the stubby versus the compact, unless you have a desperate need for the stubby, I would go this route. It's barely more, and it's much more comfortable for a broader scope of things. It also is more compact, so you get some benefit of the stubby there. But then if you love it, add on. And last but not least, I would, if you have the Hazet, if you have this Hazet style little stubby compact guy, buy this one from Felo because it's $8 cheaper than that one from Felo, and it won't override your Hazet because you get a built-in extension with the same. Again, they could be different. Maybe they each manufacture them. Maybe they both source them from the same place. Don't know the particulars there. I'm just going to tell you right now, based on the feel and the fitment, which that's what's great about that Hazet is the fitment. This is, if it's not the same thing, it's pretty daggum close. So that would stretch your buck. Otherwise, consider the Hazet, see if you like it, and then maybe come in and pick this one up. I tell you that because, again, that's $32, which is kind of crazy when this is $24. So, yeah. With that said, I think that covers it all. So, again, be honest. Did you know about the refresh? What do you think of it? Are you going to miss the red? Do you think, oh, this is a welcome change? Or, oh, it makes sense, sort of bittersweet. Similarly, all the people out there that are using Felo's T-handles, you can vouch for what I told you, the comfort, how good they are, what feel and dexterity they provide. Feel free to support that in the comments section. Similarly, if you have used either the mag on the compact driver or the stubby or the T-handle, tell people what you think of it, what you have to compare it to. Same thing with this quick lock, as they dub it. I'm pretty impressed by it. Again, I'd literally not played with any of this stuff, so this is real-time impressions for you. But I think they're pretty solid. So if you've had them for a while, let people know how you're liking them, what you can compare them to there as well. Again, the end goal, believe it or not, is simply to help people out. So I enjoy bringing this stuff in, checking it out, testing it, using it, seeing what I think of it, how it compares to something else, even the colors, But a lot of people, don't have that kind of time or aren't that into it. Tell them, if you've used this and you think, man, this is the best, bit holder I've used. The lock doesn't get in the way, or man, this is the strongest fitment for something this length. But man, if that could just have been a little more compact, it gets hung up and doesn't let me go down the hole when I need to. Tell people that's your time to shine, and you can be like, oh, hey, that guy brings up a great point. Maybe I want to stray away from that for now. But with that said, I have like 18 text messages to check. I'm going to get back inside. It's really cold out here. Like I said, my streak of days in the shop might end tomorrow because we're supposed to have slushy snow. And quite frankly, I don't want to wade through slushy snow to come out here and freeze my butt off anyway. But this is a pretty cool little setup in my opinion. Again, black and yellow, not necessarily my color scheme. I do orange and black, blue and black, green and black, lots of other things. But this looks pretty dadgum cool. So I'm happy on that front. I'm happy to have another set so I can take the red ones to work. And I can't wait to use these, and we might just have to do a comparison video with these things. So all intentions, this video should have been up probably 6 to 8 months ago. And for that, I do apologize. But the great news is, I don't think there's a lot of people that do what I do on the internet. So this might still be brand new. I shouldn't have even introduced it as a travesty. I should have been like, check out this new stuff. Some of you might have known, like, hey, that's been out a couple months now, buddy. But everyone else probably wouldn't have known, right? But hey, try to keep it real with people. And it was just, I was waiting for one of these. It got delayed. And then when it's been delayed that long, it just kind of kept catching the proverbial back burner there. So with that said, feel good with Felo Fest, Felo Extravaganza, I don't know. But it's cool stuff. Pretty reasonable on a lot of it. Some of it's kind of like, whoa, where did that price come from? Again, something like this, you might see these on Tool of the Day. That is the time to strike. If you're unsure of it, or you're like, I'd really love that, but I don't love it for $32. Totally get it. Wait for a sale. Put it on a wish list. Save it for Black Friday if it never makes Tool of the Day. But just be aware of it, that it is out there. You might like it. And you can always come back, see if people have added their thoughts and opinions in the comments section. With that said, you know the drill. If you like what we do here, I encourage you to leave a like. If you like multiple things I do here, I encourage you to subscribe. There are other people as crazy as you, and you're welcome to join them. With that said, LoneStarMopars.com is the website. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all three at Lone Star Mopars. If you like the video, if you grab your Felo compact quick lock bit holder, you jump your Charger across the creek, you throw it, you strike Boss Hog right on the Toro horns in the Cadillac, YouTube just might notify you we got new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, 9 a.m. Texas time. With that said, I hope you have yourself a fantastic weekend. I hope you feel as good as these refreshed Felos do. And most importantly, I hope I catch you back here for more action from the shop.